My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of The Craft Legacy. And this review will have spoilers, so there's your warning. But I love the first Craft movie, but I heard nothing but terrible things for this one. So I went in with low expectations, and somehow, even then, they were still too high. This movie is an absolute disaster, and the more I think about it, the more I think it's truly one of the worst movies of all time. Especially when you compare it to what the original did. It had fully fleshed out characters, and the conflict came from within. But every single character here is just as bland and as uninteresting as they come, and there's no real conflict present, so that just makes the movie infinitely less interesting. There's also no real escalation, it's just a very flat movie that does nothing. And it's one of those movies that gets caught up in modern progressive politics that it makes the movie unwatchable. These characters are insufferable. The way they talk, I just despised everyone. And the movie's just completely misguided. In the first movie, they cast a spell on this guy to get him to fall in love with the main character, and he does everything she wants him to. And at first it's fun, but then he doesn't leave her alone. It takes a dark tone. And it's just like, well, now you gotta face the consequences for what you've done. But this movie has it where they cast a spell to make a guy, and I'm quoting the movie here. This is what the movie says, where they cast a spell to make him woke. So he keeps talking about how he's a cisgender, which is the most aggravating form of speech ever. He talks about gender politics and race politics. And the questionable part besides everything I just mentioned, is the fact that the movie views it as a good thing that he's changed for the better. The movie at no point calls into the question of his free will and how they've suppressed that. And I'm just like, wow, you're really, the movie just refuses to look down on these characters. And the magic even is always seen as good. So I just found that to be that uninteresting. Like, um, uh, and there's everything with her new stepbrothers, which just gets completely forgotten. There's a scene when they try to make it seem like, oh, what's happening? And then it's just one of the brothers sleepwalking and nothing happens again with that. So it's like, was that there just for a fake scale and that's it? Because it seems like that's the case. So the first two acts are atrocious and I hated them, but then the last act somehow is even worse. It turns out that her stepdad is actually a warlock, and he wants to make sure that women do what they are told. And I'm just like, oh shit, you're going there. Fuck, you're really going there. Like, there's just not an ounce of depth or nuance, and he's so over the top and cartoonishly evil and trying to actually be politically relevant through that. And then after they stop him, the movie kind of just ends. For some reason, they move away and all of that, and man, that just really did not work for me. The world building, I also really hated it because the original movie had some lore surrounding it. But here, the magic had to be practiced in the original. But here, it kind of feels like powers. Like the characters are X-Men. And that just makes it uninteresting. How, these witch powers are passed down onto our characters. I do not like that at all. The movie's also atrociously directed by Zoe Lester-Jones. She directed this movie called Band-Aid, I think, and that was very bad. You know, Andrew Fleming is not an incredible filmmaker, but look at what he did with the original. That movie has style, it has personality. Even how the characters dress, they've got this goth persona. And here it's just flat. Like a bad Netflix movie, or to be honest, like a bad Disney Channel movie. There's just not an ounce of actual filmmaking, of actual character here. And it's a whole movie, and there's not even a second of this movie that could be seen as scary. The CGI is truly atrocious. And the music by Hazel Christians is really it's like kind of The Score in Men, but it was really bad here. The movie's also only 90 minutes, but it feels so much longer, so it's terribly paced and structured. And the cast is all terrible. Kelly Spenny, I thought was really good in Bad Times at the LOL. She's flat and boring. Gideon Adlon is bad and annoying. This group of the three girls and the one guy are unbearable. They just got on my nerves. Lovi Simon is really bad and annoying. Zoe Luna, he's really bad and annoying. Nixus Gatzine, he's very bad. His character was insufferable. Michelle Monaghan, it sucks to see her in a movie like this, and yeah, she's not good. And David Duchovny is awful. My goodness, there is nothing to like about this movie. I do not like to give out ratings. Well, I gave a movie 0 out of 10, but I just think about what did I like about this movie? Nothing. There wasn't a moment I liked. There wasn't anything in this movie that I viewed more than atrocious. The characters are completely mishandled. They're insufferable. They're annoying. The movie is terribly paced and structured. There's no escalation. The world building is bad. It only gets worse as the movie progresses. There's all these visions and dreams that don't come into play. The modern politics of this movie are insufferable. I truly despise this movie, and it deserves a well rating of 0 out of 10. Have you seen The Craft Legacy? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin out.